Well, I come from Croatia, which is a small country in southeast of Europe. It is definitely a country without a visible Jewish presence. It does have a Jewish history. Well, the reason why I came to Revel is because it offers an outstanding academic approach to Jewish heritage, textual heritage. And in the same time, it is invested in the continuity, which is an important aspect of Jewish tradition that I really do care about. I came here trying to see where my career in academics is going to best be furthered. I weighted several options, Europe, Israel, and I came to a conclusion that Revel is definitely offering the best combination of factors that I'm interested in. Altogether, will be 12 courses so far that I've taken in Revel, all of which have been really contributing a lot to my insight and helped me grow in breadth and depth towards the knowledge that I pursue. My primary focus so far has been medieval Jewish philosophy, but I'm moving towards the modern, somewhat influenced by the younger members of the staff here, who really did a good job persuading me to look into modern concepts, modern problems, everywhere from Moses Mendelssohn to Levinas. I'm also very much interested in medieval poetry, in Kabbalah, Hasidut, Jewish aesthetics, Jewish art, synagogal art. All these things really do provide an additional facet and overall make this involvement with Jewish studies fruitful and colorful in the same time. I have been involved in several things that are outside of the academic purview. Most of them work associated with cultural management, anywhere between, just concerts, music, festivals, and a lot of nonprofit educational work as well. That was mostly done in Europe and mostly in Croatia. When I was in Croatia, I used to teach Jewish philosophy, although the course itself was named Classics of Jewish Thought. It covered a very wide array of Jewish thinkers, everywhere from Philo to basically to modern Jewish philosophers of the 20th century. It's been a great experience those 4 semesters. I had to really exchange a lot of novel insights with people who otherwise didn't have any exposure to Jewish thought. And their the interests of student and the larger student body was very much a part why the whole thing was organized and set up. At Revel, presently I'm concentrating on my doctorate study, which will consist of additional coursework and the other requirements for proposal and then writing the thesis. So far, this experience has stimulated a lot of creative thinking in terms of how to implement the somewhat abstract and aloof academic discourse and studies in its own world of ideas to a world where most of people live in, so to speak. I would not say that there is one stereotypical profile of people who find themselves studying here. There is a more prevalent type of student body, nevertheless, although my experience with colleagues in sharing the same space in the classroom has shown me that even within that stereotypical veneer, there is so much of individuality and creative thinking going on. I think the ideal Revel student is anyone who is ready to be challenged and who does want to challenge others in the new ways of thinking about Jewish heritage. What I'm thinking more is like, how do you approach the text and how do you approach tradition versus like being on one end, being When it comes to classroom setting, a dominant prevailing trait of professors in Revel is to really be curious and almost on the edge to learn from the students themselves. And if Revel is anything, it's a learning community where both teachers and students investigate, explore and learn from each other. And that's what makes it quite unique.
Hvala, super, baš dolazim. Dobro. Evo, baš se dolazim iz knjižnice, našao sam dobre knjige, pa ti hoću samo reći da
I do keep a correspondence with my friends abroad, especially in Europe, and it is a very interesting thing to have continuous dialogue coming with people who come from different standpoints in life and with seeing things from different cultural lens. Leaving the medieval Jewish philosophy behind temporarily and focusing on modern Jewish philosophy, I realized that I'm really deeply interested in four major themes and the way they play out in Jewish sources. One would be loneliness, and the other one would be the notions of self. The third one would be a notion of dialogue. And the fourth one would be this dynamic, vitalistic theology that has been developing in the 20th century.